This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
The time right now is 4:27 here on your Wednesday morning. We want to thank you for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We want to begin with the weather this morning because snow is headed our way. If you're in the northern counties right now, you might be seeing some very soon. Our Alyssa Donovan here with us this morning to let us know when each county is going to see that snowfall.
Yeah, so we are going to start seeing that in northern counties this morning. As you said, we are starting to see just sort of a mist outside here across central Indiana and a little bit of patchy fog developing as well. But the main event is going to happen as we head through the day. We're really going to start that transition into snow, and we will see mostly snow by the noon hour across central Indiana. We are under a winter weather advisory throughout our day and into the overnight hours, looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of snowfall accumulation. Again, most of those heavier snow totals will be to the north, but we could see about 2 inches across the central Indianapolis area, I-70 and areas to the north. And then as you head south, that's where we're going to see more of that mixture of precipitation that we usually see. So that could just cause some issues on the roadways as you head out. But again, a lot of that activity is going to happen in the next couple hours here. So morning drive, not so bad unless you are to the north. And then a lot of us are just starting to see that transition happen. Temperatures today going to drop off throughout. So we are going to be in the 30s throughout the day.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. We also want to bring you up to date on this silver alert for a 9-year-old boy missing from Lawrence. He is still missing this morning, last seen Monday afternoon.
Yeah, this is Kamoni Bennett, and he's believed to be in danger and in need of medical assistance. They issued a silver alert. Take a good look at your screen. We're going to have all the details about what he was wearing when he was last seen, but keep your eyes out for that little boy from Lawrence. So hoping for the best for him and his family today. We also have an exclusive report coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. Rafael Sanchez sits down with the former Marion County prosecutor Terry Curry. You may remember he resigned from that elected position, and then he revealed to the public that he's battling prostate cancer.
We'll hear from him and what he is doing to remain healthy. As you can see, here he is in the gym. So we are looking forward to hearing about how his progress is going and what he's doing to maintain his health during this battle.
Another story we have for you today is Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday are over. All the festivities are winding down, and it is Ash Wednesday here for believers leading up to the Easter season and Easter weekend. So you may see a number of people with ashes on their foreheads today. They're doing drive-through ashes on Monument Circle. It's all about almsgiving, fasting, a number of different things that folks will be doing all across the world today to mark the beginning of the Lenten season. So we'll have more on that and local things that are going on, plus news, weather, and traffic to start your Wednesday.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30 on Good Morning Indiana, a desperate search this morning for a 9-year-old boy, where police say he was last seen and why they believe he could be in danger.
Plus, Indiana has joined with nearly 40 other states to investigate e-cigarette company Juul. What's being looked at and the message Attorney General Curtis Hill has for that company.
And as the groundbreaking date for the Blue Line approaches, we're hearing more concern from business owners along the route. We're working for you this morning, looking into those concerns and how Indigo plans to address them. 4:30 here on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. We have Alyssa Donovan with us here this morning, and she's got a busy job because we have a pretty busy day in the forecast, and it starts this morning.
Yeah, that's right. So we're starting with some patchy fogs, but that is not the main event at all today. We are going to see our rain transition to snow as we head throughout our day, but I do want to show you that visibility is going to be an issue in some areas this morning. We're down to just 2.5 miles in Indianapolis with that fog developing, so just be aware of that as you head out the door. But the main event today is going to be that snow coming in. We're starting to see that over northwest counties this morning. We'll see a rain-snow mix for areas to the south, and you can see it's really going to be, again, a line along I-70 and areas to the north that are going to see some of those heavier snow totals. So looking at this is all from that low pressure system that's slowly been meandering across the area over the past couple days here. This is going to continue throughout our day and into the the overnight hours before it completely clears out by tomorrow morning, which is why we do have this winter weather advisory in effect today, and that's going to continue until early tomorrow morning. You can see areas along I-70 and to the north, we're looking at about 2 to 4 inches of snowfall. Besides that, we're also going to see those winds pick up. We'll see those gusty winds by this afternoon, temperatures falling throughout the day.
Alyssa, thank you. Right now around the metro area, no crashes to report, so that is good news despite the kind of misty conditions we're seeing here, especially in the downtown area. I-65, a view here from St. Clair Street where traffic's moving along up to speed. Still pretty quiet out that way, so let's take you up to Fishers. I-69 and 96th Street. You can see traffic here is moving along just fine this morning, both northbound and southbound. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on your roads this morning, especially as weather is moving through, so continue to tune in before you head out.
The search for a missing 9-year-old continues this morning. Lawrence police have issued a silver alert for Kamani Bennett. Investigators say he was last seen Monday at 4:30 in the afternoon. According to police, Bennett is believed to be in extreme danger and may require medical assistance. He's described as a black male with brown hair and brown eyes. He's 4 feet 2 inches tall and weighs 70 pounds. He was last seen wearing a gray t-shirt, light blue jeans, and tennis shoes. If you think you have seen Kamani, please call the Lawrence Police Department at the number on your screen, 317-545-7575.
The South Bend man charged in the death of his granddaughter after she fell out of a cruise ship window plans to plead guilty. A date for the change of plea hearing for Salvatore Nello is not yet set. 18-month-old Chloe Wiegand fell and died in July when the cruise ship was docked in Puerto Rico. And Nello had said he did not realize the window was open. His attorney released a statement saying the decision to plead guilty was incredibly difficult, but because the agreement includes no jail time and no admission of facts, it was decided it's in the best interest of the family.
New this morning, the white nationalist convicted of shooting and killing 9 members of a historically black church in South Carolina in 2015 is staging a hunger strike. 25-year-old Dylan Roof is on death row at the federal prison in Terre Haute. In letters to the Associated Press, Roof says he's protesting his treatment. He says he has been, quote, targeted by staff, verbally harassed and abused, and treated disproportionately harsh. The allegations could not immediately be verified, and a spokeswoman for the Bureau of Prisons said the agency had no comment. Roof is the first person to be ordered executed for a federal hate crime. Indiana has joined a multi-state bipartisan investigation of the e-cigarette maker Juul.
The 39-state coalition will be looking at the company's marketing and sales practices, specifically to see if children and teens were targeted. The probe will also look into Juul's claims regarding nicotine content, as well as its claims about helping people quit smoking. In a statement, Juul says it stopped TV, print, and digital advertising and eliminated most flavors in response to concerns by government and health officials. The flavored pods quickly became popular among teens, being the preferred brand of the 60% of high schoolers. Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill releasing a statement about the coalition saying, quote, vaping poses significant health concerns and it's intended only as an alternative to smoking tobacco. He goes on to say, young Hoosiers need to be aware of these risks. We must encourage them to avoid these products, which should only be aimed at adults who want to quit smoking.
As a business owner, I'm deeply concerned that they want to take away 3 lanes of the road.
We're hearing more concerns about a future transportation project in Indianapolis. The Blue Line will run across the city east to west. Construction of the line will impact parts of Washington Street, but it's not scheduled to begin for a couple more years. Working for you, we talked with Indigo about the concerns. Indigo says it's done traffic impact studies as well as safety studies. They say the changes will not only improve the area, cutting down on some of the crashes there, the Blue Line will also allow them to better serve the community. Still, business owners are already anticipating the worst.
The Route 8 that currently serves West Washington Street is one of our highest ridership routes. So we recognize that there is certainly a need for improved transit to help move people through that corridor more efficiently.
It's going to cause people to want to avoid the area altogether. That's going to destroy businesses.
Indigo says they'll keep listening to the community when it comes to improving the process of bringing in the lines and making them better. And new numbers out from Indigo show an increase in ridership. Two numbers to look at here. First, the company says ridership was 8% higher in January 2020 than the same period in 2019. In addition, ridership on the Red Line was 6% higher in January than December. The Red Line began operating in September.
At 4:36, Disney has a new CEO, and he's a graduate of Indiana University Bloomington. The company named Bob Chapek as its new CEO after Bob Iger abruptly stepped down on Tuesday. Chapek was most recently the chairman of Disney Parks, Enterprises, and Products Business. He graduated from IU in 1981. Iger says he wants to focus on the creative side of the business. He will stay with the Walt Disney Company until his contract expires at the end of 2021.
Colts owner Jim Irsay is helping Hoosiers fighting addiction. He's pledged $1 million to the IU Health Foundation. That money will be used to increase addiction services for people in need across Indiana. The foundation released a statement from Irsay that says, in part, addiction is terribly difficult for everyone involved, and it's important that people aren't shamed by this disease because shame kills. IU Health recently launched 5 regional addiction treatment recovery centers across the state. They offer group, individual, and cognitive behavioral therapy.
Another feisty debate last night down in South Carolina. Coming up, who came out on top in the final battle ahead of Saturday's primary and Super Tuesday.
And a 6-year-old Florida girl arrested after throwing a temper tantrum at school, and it's all caught on camera. Straight ahead, why her family wants everyone to see this shocking video. Alyssa.
And today is a Storm Team 6 alert day. That's because we have snow moving into the area throughout our day. I'll tell you how long that is going to last and what to expect at your house coming up next.
Cascade Platinum, the surprising way to save water.
Welcome back. Mardi Gras celebrations are winding down this morning. Still pretty hopping. A live look here at Bourbon Street, courtesy of EarthCam. You can see people maybe moseying on back to wherever they're staying.
I think mosey is a good way to describe it.
Big night after Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday. A lot of trash there needs to be picked up today. And as we've been saying, the Mardi Gras celebrations, they're ending. So, of course, that means it's Ash Wednesday. Christians around the world are preparing to start the Lenten season. Ash Wednesday kicks off Lent, which lasts 46 days leading up to Easter Sunday. Believers will mark the occasion by having ash cross put on their forehead. That represents death and repentance. Part of Lent also includes fasting or giving up a vice or indulgence. This year, Easter Sunday is April 12th. Turning now to the presidential race, 7 candidates took the stage in South Carolina in the Democratic debate last night.
Once again, it was no holds barred clash. Candidates zeroing in on frontrunner Bernie Sanders ahead of Saturday's primary. Mary Maloney is in Charleston with a recap of the night.
Bernie Sanders feeling the burn of being the frontrunner.
Bernie and I agree on a lot of things, but I think I would make a better president.
Bernie, in fact, hasn't passed much of anything.
Imagine spending the better part of 2020 with Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump.
I'm hearing my name mentioned a little bit tonight.
Democratic candidates for president taking shots at the Vermont senator for past comments.
Bernie voted 5 times against the Brady bill.
And current campaign promises.
Bernie Sanders' analysis is right. The difference is I don't like his solutions.
After a disastrous debate performance in Las Vegas, Michael Bloomberg hoping to rebound.
I have been training for this job since I stepped on the pile that was still smoldering on 9/11. I know what to do. I've shown I know how to run a country.
I'm not out of time.
Joe Biden fighting to keep his candidacy afloat.
I intend to win South Carolina, and I will win the African-American vote here in South Carolina.
Candidates attempting to appeal to African-American voters. More than 60% of the Democratic electorate in South Carolina is black, making the voting bloc crucial for any campaign.
It's not just who talks the best, who actually gets things done. And especially with the African-American community, there have been a lot of broken promises.
This is the last time the candidates will be together on stage before the South Carolina primary and delegate-rich Super Tuesday. In Charleston, South Carolina, I'm Mary Maloney.
In Washington, U.S. Attorney General William Barr wants Congress to make sure that parts of the nation's surveillance law do not expire. Barr met with the GOP senators on Tuesday. He urged them to extend provisions in the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act that will no longer be valid after March 15th. Those provisions expand the FBI's ability to wiretap certain targets and request key documents. They are not the same tools used during the FBI's Russia investigation, but some Republicans want an overhaul of the law because of that probe.
New this morning, a soldier stationed stationed in South Korea is the first U.S. service member to test positive for the new coronavirus, COVID-19. The U.S. Forces Korea says the soldier is stationed at Camp Carroll. The 23-year-old is now in self-quarantine. Health officials are now tracing his whereabouts to determine if anyone else may have been exposed. Meanwhile, the outbreak is still wreaking havoc on the global economy. Tuesday, the Dow dropped nearly 900 points one day after it closed down more than 1,000. The oil industry also reeling, with OPEC expected to meet next week.
At 4:44, for the first time, we are seeing video of a controversial arrest of a 6-year-old Florida girl from back in September. Attorneys for Kaya Roll made these body camera videos public on Tuesday, and we want to warn you that this video may be hard to watch.
What are those for?
It's for you.
Keep your hands, okay? Come over here, honey. It's not gonna hurt. No!
Okay,
no, I want handcuffs on! No! Don't put handcuffs on! Help me! Help me!
Well, the 6-year-old was arrested after she reportedly threw a temper tantrum at the school. Video shows her crying and pleading with the officers not to put her in the police car. At one point, she can be heard asking for a second chance. Attorneys for the family say they released this video in part to rally support for a Florida bill that would raise the minimum age of arrest to 12. The Orlando Police Department has since apologized and fired one of the arresting officers.
The mother of a 15-month-old girl who has been arrested in connection to her disappearance. Megan Boswell is charged with making false reports. An Amber Alert was issued for her daughter Evelyn in February. Officials say the toddler, though, was last seen sometime in December, but it's exactly unclear when she went missing. Boswell initially told investigators that Evelyn was with her grandmother in Virginia, but that turned out to be false. Boswell is being held on a $25,000 bond. The Amber Alert out of Tennessee remains active for Evelyn.
Another parent has been sentenced in the college admissions scandal. Heiress to the Hot Pocket sandwich fortune, Michelle Janeves, was sentenced to 5 months in prison on Tuesday. Janeves paid $100,000 for someone to cheat on college entrance exams for 2 of her daughters. She also paid $200,000 to have one of her daughters admitted to the University of Southern California as a fake beach volleyball recruit. Actress Lori Loughlin and her husband are still fighting charges against them. Actress Felicity Huffman served 11 days in prison for her part in the scandal.
If you've always wanted to go to space, now is your chance. NASA is looking for a new crop of candidates for its training program. The space agency is looking for 20 trainees for the next class. NASA officials say they're looking for people with degrees in math, science, and engineering. You also have to have a master's degree to apply, but the competition is pretty stiff. Since 1959, only 350 people have been selected to train as astronauts. If you think you've got what it takes, talking to you, Purdue grads, applications for the next class open on Monday. Back here on Earth, though, we are taking a look at our forecast. Alyssa, snow headed our way.
That's right. So we are seeing some light rain across the area this morning and patchy fog, but we are all going to switch over to snow as we head through the day. We're looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of accumulation. Those lower totals right across I-70, and areas to the south will see much less than that. As we head into the afternoon, we're also going to see some gusty winds associated with this system. So that's going to mean our evening commute is going to be a little bit dicey with that snow falling as well as some gusty winds. You can see on our Storm Team 6 radar, we're starting to see some of those returns, seeing some of that light snow showers just to the west of Indianapolis right now and along Peru and into Lafayette along I-65. So we're starting to see that those northwest counties are where we're going to see those heavier snow totals. As we head through the morning, we'll start to see those snow showers become more widespread, especially along areas to the north of I-70. To the south, we're going to see more of a rain-snow mix possibility, so a wintry mix down there before we start to become more widespread with those snow showers across all of central Indiana. Again, that's throughout the day, and then by the noon hour, we are all going to make that snow transition. We will all see snow showers by then. Continuing to see light snow as we head into the afternoon. Looks like the heavier snow showers will be by mid-morning before we start to clear out late today day, that's when we'll start to see things finally move out as this low pressure system continues to transition out of the area. Looking at that winter weather advisory, that is in effect for areas to the north of Indianapolis and across Indianapolis. That's where we're seeing most of those snowfall amounts. Looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 inches across the area. Those 4-inch totals are going to be closer to the north around Kokomo and into Logansport. Here across Indianapolis, looking at more like 2 inches possible for us with those lower totals to extreme southern counties where we could see more of a rain-snow mix possible. As we head through the day, we're also going to see those winds pick up. So we're starting with those wind gusts right around 15 miles per hour this morning. We'll be closer to 30 miles per hour this afternoon and evening. So while we're seeing that light snowfall, we're also going to see those gusty winds. So we could see some blowing snow out there as we head through the day. Visibility an issue to start our day. A little bit of patchy fog across the area. So just be aware of that as you head out this morning and we start transitioning into snow. We could see some issues on the road. So give yourself some extra time. Highs today, we're hitting those this morning. We're going to be in the mid-30s and then we're going to fall off throughout the day. So we're going to be in the 30s throughout and then we'll continue to drop off. Tomorrow, we're going to see a cooler day, but a drier day. And then we warm up and dry out just in time for the weekend.
Thanks, Alyssa. Let's take a look right now at traffic. Here is a live look in the downtown area. No crashes to report here at I-65. This is a view from St. Clair Street between the north and south splits. Traffic is moving along up to speed. Right now, no crashes around the metro area. Great news if you're heading out early this morning. We'll keep you updated.
Apple and Johnson & Johnson are teaming up to see if wearable technologies like the Apple Watch can detect health problems before a crisis happens. Researchers are studying atrial fibrillation, or AFib, which is an irregular heart rhythm. AFib can lead to serious health problems like a stroke or cardiac event. As many as 6 million Americans have it. The study is open to U.S. citizens over the age of 65 who have a traditional Medicare plan. Participants will be given an Apple Watch as a loaner, or they can buy one for $49. You can also earn cash rewards. We've got more information about the program and how you can participate on the RTV6 app.
At 4:51, the makers of Colgate toothpaste have unveiled a new line of organic, vegan, and gluten-free products. The line also has no preservatives, artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. Colgate-Palmolive announced its Colgate Zero line earlier this week. It includes toothpaste, mouthwash, and toothbrushes. There's even a child's toothpaste. The company hopes to better compete with its largest competitor, Procter & Gamble, which makes Crest products. P&G owns several natural brands, including Burt's Bees Purely White and Native toothpaste.
Okay, bear with me as I read this story. This is kind of confusing this early in the morning. Jif, the peanut butter maker, is attempting to end a great debate. They are releasing a jar with its name spelled with a G instead of a J. According to the company, GIFs, the animated looping images, should be pronounced with a hard G, not a soft one. That's despite what Steve Wilhite, the creator of the GIF, says. He says the word should be pronounced with a soft G. Despite Wilhite's clarification, the debate still rages over how to pronounce the word. The limited edition jars are on sale for $10 on Amazon. Whew, I made it through.
Yes, good job. Well, a California family not ready to say goodbye to their dog after he died found an unusual way to keep his memory alive. We're going to tell you how coming up.
And coming up all new at 5, the NFL Combine is back in the Circle City. Our Kelsey Anderson is live with how you can get in on the action today and the push to keep the annual event right here in Indianapolis. It's 4:52. We'll be right back.
More of that.
So any dog owner knows that the hardest thing you have to do is say goodbye, especially when it's too soon. That's why one California couple took a unique step when their beloved Labrador died.
David and Alicia Shearhart credited their dog Marley with saving their lives. The couple were on a hike in 2014 when Alicia, who was 4 months pregnant at the time, was nearly attacked by a rattlesnake. That's when Marley jumped in to save her, chasing the snake away. Marley died not too long after that incident, but David and Alicia were not ready to say goodbye forever, so they decided to clone him.
The same personality, they play the same, they favor the same toys.
It's like the same technology that Dolly the sheep was cloned with a long time ago.
The couple now has Ziggy. The cost was about $50,000, but the Shearharts say it's a small price to pay to give new life to an old friend. That is an awfully darling dog, I must say.
Yes, very cute. I don't know how I feel about the cloning. I feel like it's still a different dog.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'd be worth that at all.
Right.
Very weird.
Very
Maybe
expensive,
just
too.
give a shelter dog a new life.
I like that idea.
I like that idea a little better. But to each his own.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about the weather.
Yes, we have an active weather day. We're starting to see that snow transition into the area. We're going to see areas of snow throughout our Wednesday, looking at anywhere from 1 to 4 inches. Winter weather advisory in effect right now, so take your time as you head out the door. Highs are falling off today. We'll be in the low 30s throughout our Wednesday.